You're listening to Mr. Credit on San Diego 1700 with local credit expert Derek Evans. Now, live in studio, Mr. Credit.
Welcome to Mr. Credit. We are live and local here in San Diego, bringing you the most important hour in radio and telling you everything they don't want you to know. When we say they, we mean government, the big banks, the credit bureaus, the media, the Wall Street gangsters, or anybody who's trying to get over on you and take your hard-earned money by misinforming you or flat out performing criminal actions, which we are seeing more and more every single day. Visit MrCreditRadio.com if you want to send me an email, or you can do a Facebook search for Mr. Credit and you will find me there. Now, in case you missed the show yesterday, we always do a little Padres update. Yesterday I made a very bold prediction. I put my pride where my mouth was. Brooke, do we have the clip ready from yesterday? Go. Padres, another heartbreaker last night. Trying to get win number 50. We've lost two close ones in a row to the Washington Nationals. And we've got them again today in Washington. Again. We still have 49 wins before the All-Star break. This is not bad news. Today at 4:05, right here on San Diego 1700, you can listen to the game. And I'm telling you this right now. In fact, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, or my pride where my mouth is, so to speak. The Padres win tonight. I think they're going to win big, but I'm going to promise you they're going to win tonight, because if the Padres don't win tonight, I'm going to sing a song on the air tomorrow, a cappella, a song of Brooke's choosing. So, Brooke, you get to choose the song. You can pick your Little Mermaid song or the Pocahontas or whatever you got in your mind. I know you got something crazy planned, but it's all going to be for naught because the Padres win tonight. What song was it going to be? So I can feel it. I can feel it just like I can feel the sun not coming out anytime soon. You had the perfect song. It was something like that, wasn't it? I was right. Yes, I was right. And I am very, very happy about that, because I don't sing well at all. But I was so sure. I could just feel it. I could just feel the Padres were going to take it down last night. And I even said they were going to win big. What was the final score? 7-1. The Padres got their 50th win of the year. 50 wins. 50 wins for the year where aren't even at the All-Star break. This is like New York Yankees stuff, guys. If you haven't started paying attention to the Padres yet, if you're one of those, the baseball season is too long, I can't pay attention, I just can't get into it until the second half starts, it's time to start paying attention. The All-Star break is very soon, but we're 50 and 35. We're 15 games above 500. We've got a 3-game lead over Colorado and Los Angeles, okay, in the NL West. We are looking very, very good. We actually play Colorado tonight. I think it's at 7 o'clock, but don't quote me on that because I'm really bad at that. But I believe it's a 7 o'clock game tonight against Colorado. We are in Colorado. You can listen to all the Padres games right here on San Diego 1700. I don't know when I'll feel bold enough again to make a prediction like that, but just know this. If you put your money on Mr. Credit, you're a winner. All right, so let's go to this. You know, one thing I was thinking about, I was just listening to Ray's spot. I was thinking, it's buckets of money. Wouldn't you rather have like a wheelbarrow full of money? Like if I was like, hey, Bucket, you want to have a bucket of money or like a wheelbarrow? Or how about like a stadium full? I think that would be cooler if you had a stadium full of money. Anywho, it's Fun Friday here on Mr. Credit Show. We try to keep it light. I've got a very good friend of mine calling into the show later who's going to do something of a surprise. I'm not sure exactly what yet, but he's a really talented guy. Does all kinds of things from writing songs to jingles to poetry to comedy. He's even an inventor now. Just a really cool character and a good friend of mine, long-term friend of mine, known him for 20 years. And he's going to be calling into the show. He's going to do something spontaneous. We'll see exactly what that is when he calls in. All right. LeBron James to Miami. Have to bring this up. We do sports mostly here. And I want to tell you why I understand what he's doing. A lot of disappointed people in Cleveland. I knew he was going to Miami, and that was something I called to, but I don't have it on the air, so I can't prove it. But I didn't think they would hold a big press conference, a big deal like that, if he's going to be like, hey, I'm staying in Cleveland. I just don't think that was the way that they were going to do that. So anyhow, he's going to Miami. And look, I get it. Dude has lived in Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland, Ohio for his whole life. He is a famous person. He is abundantly wealthy. Why in the world would you want to be so doggone far inland?
It is your destiny.
you know a guy like that has got to move on at some point. I mean, I'm from Missouri. Trust me, I get it. I know what it's like to live in the middle of the country where you have no beach that you can even drive to. It sucks. Okay? Just flat out. And I know it's, one thing to be rich and famous, but how many cool things are there to do in Cleveland, Ohio? How many cool things? I mean, you want to go jump in a lake or something? I mean, is that fun? That's disgusting. So, when I look at the LeBron James deal, I totally get it. He wants to go to Miami. Miami is high profile. Miami is big time. Miami is where, you can have some fun in Miami. You got to be careful, obviously. You don't want to go too far. But the guy's, I mean, come on. He is 26 years old. I mean, where would you rather live, Miami or Cleveland, Ohio? That's what I thought. So anyway, I get it. But the reason I wanted to bring it up also was because it kind of reminds me, people have been saying there's all this coercion between him, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh, and they all kind of got together, and they're doing things illegally. And that made me think of the credit bureaus. It's the exact same thing that the credit bureaus do. They get together amongst one another. They'll never admit to this.
Yeah!
They would never do that. They would never say that because they don't want you to know that they know what the other person is thinking. They'd rather sit back, not have a low profile, discuss things amongst one another. They're supposedly competitors, but yet they all have the same products. Yet when you pull a credit report, a true credit report, you're actually pulling all three of their credit scores. Isn't it just coincidence, maybe, that the fact that there's three of them makes this much more confusing than it should be? I mean, don't you think it makes a lot more sense if we just have one credit bureau? I mean, or maybe we just have a collaboration of companies that help to make the credit bureau actually do what it's supposed to do instead of brutalizing everyone in the country every chance they get. Because they're out there right now, all three of them, and I see it way too often. But imagine this. Imagine you have a perfect credit history. You have a 740 credit score with Experian, you have a 750 credit score with Equifax, and you have a 610 with TransUnion. But it just so happens the car dealer that you're going to get your new car only pulls TransUnion. No! So instead of being represented by your true 740, 750 score, they're looking at you like you're a 610 borrower. And now you have to pay more money for the same car just because they're happen to use one of those bureaus. What sense does that make? And when you apply for a mortgage, remember they pull all three bureaus, but they use the middle score. So in that scenario, they would use the 740 figure and not the 610 figure. But when you go to get an auto loan, when you apply for a credit card, when you go to a bank to apply for a personal loan, a line of credit, etc., they're going to have one bureau that they use. And we don't know what bureau that's going to be until you get there. So your credit score could be fine as far as a mortgage broker is concerned or a mortgage lender is concerned, but when you get to the car dealer, and that is not the sound you want to hear right after the car dealer pulls your credit report. But if he pulls up a 610, you might, because it's getting tougher and tougher to borrow money for these cars. Now, they're trying to give these cars away on price, but the financing can only go so far, because remember, all the financing in this country funnels back to the big banks in the end. No matter who is on the document that you're signing, this money all funnels back. It all comes from the same place. It all comes from the government. The government distributes it to the big banks. Big banks distribute it to the small lenders, and then it just keeps getting distributed down. That's why on the retail level, it might cost you 6, 7, 8, 9%, when right now the banks are borrowing the money for zero. They're literally borrowing the money. They're getting the money given to them free. And they just kind of sit back and go, thanks for the money. Appreciate the free money. Thank you. See you later. Let's go make some money with the free money. That's their whole thing right now. And how hard is it to make money with free money? It just can't be that hard. But the credit bureaus they're not just in cahoots with each other. They know what the other one is doing. But they're also in cahoots with the government. Remember, the chairperson for TransUnion sits on President Obama's Economic Advisory Board.
Really?
Yes. And I haven't heard him say a bad word about her yet.
So I know whose ass to kick.
He wasn't talking about her. He was talking about something totally unrelated.